And I think it could be good for people who are interested, people who look.
Summer Camp Cinema is about 7 years old now, and it was sort of the brainchild of my wife Margaret, and it came from going down to the Cinema Arts Center one week to see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and we had already been living in Northport quite some time. As far as cinema was concerned on Long Island, there was a void to be filled. And when you're doing repertory, you really have to give people bang for the buck. And one of the ways which I approached it was to try and find films which went across the entire span of film history, which could complement each other. When all is said and done, it's sometimes just hard to stick in a simple genre, and we started out basically doing 80s horror films, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Sleepaway Camp. There were a lot of films which fell within a really campy, kitschy genre, which went really nicely together and had a great following. The Cinema Arts Center has been aggressively, programming film since the days when they used to have the upstairs in the firehouse in the town of Huntington. And to be perfectly honest with you, Vic Skolnick, who was now passed and the founder of the Cinema Arts Center, that was his dream, and you have to give the man intense credit for following it through to his end game. The Cinema Arts Center is the kind of thing which started nowadays might not have happened because of any number of socio-cultural forces in play now. But the Cinema Arts Center is a place for film lovers, and they are trying to maintain that scenario right down to this day. The audience here on the North Shore of Long Island is generally an older crowd. It's one which knows what it likes, and the cinema arts really does know how to cater to it. They know their audience really well. But like with any good meal, you want to add a little bit of spice to the rack. And my interest in motion pictures generally came from popular culture, to look at motion pictures from the standpoint as to what films actually contribute to society as a whole. The lines from motion pictures which people always tend to remember, the things which, the images from films which, always bring a particular movie back to mind. On June 16th, we are running a brand new 35 millimeter print of Raiders of the Lost Ark with Jurassic Park. Raiders has not been seen on the screen in 35 millimeter for a great many years now, principally because most of the existing 35 millimeter prints which have been in circulation have been beaten to death. Every time film runs through a projector, it kills a little bit of it as it actually runs. And given that Paramount is interested in doing some serious promotion on the film this year, we inquired, and we were lucky enough to secure a booking for that print on June 16th, and we're really anxious to see it because, in all candor, I haven't seen the film on a screen probably since its initial release date back when I was a teenager. This year's Summer Camp Film Festival starts on May 26th with a real explosive double feature of Face Off and Con Air, sort of lending and starting the theme for this year's series, which is, these are big macho guys with lots of guns and lots of explosions. Last year, our series was kind of couched in the strong female persona, but this year we decided to do a series where, we basically have just a lot of adrenaline, testosterone just flying across the screen.